We have with us Miss S. Suprita Reddy as well as Sunil Chandra Kondapally joining in on the show right now. Both of you, congratulations. It's a momentous day indeed, listing. But Suprita, if I could start the discussion with you. Listing done, a big milestone achieved. What's the plan for Vijaya Diagnostics going forward next?
Thank you so much, and yes, it is a milestone. It's an emotional moment for all of us at Vijaya today, and we've been a strong company with focus on growing into depth into our regions of Andhra and Telangana, have clear visibility. I'm sure we'll work hard and work with the same zeal and keep all of our new shareholders happy, and I'm very confident of that.
Right. Sunil, if I could get you in, how is it that you're looking to utilize the proceeds of the IPO? And purely in terms of a business milestone, what's next for Vijaya Diagnostics?
So actually, as you know, this was a offer for sale issue where our private equity investors were selling 30%. The company is in fact debt free. We are sufficiently having liquidity on the balance sheet to fund future growth. And as Suprita was mentioning today, of course, it's a memorable day. 40 years ago, our founder, Dr. Suprita Reddy, started, and he was the first to have this integrated business model. And I don't think he ever dreamt, being a first generation entrepreneur, that we would be here today. It's an exciting day for us, and I think the entire team is very excited about continuing, to grow into some of the regions that we already are in, and also new markets like the eastern region. So issue is done. We're very happy to get back to work and get back to future growth. We're very excited about the future of the business.
Hi Sunil, good morning, and hi Suprita as well. This is Alex joining in. Just want to get a sense, and I think a lot of our viewers are also keen to find out how you've grown over the last 3 to 5 years. You mentioned the intention of deepening your presence in a few geographies and also expanding your presence. Could you take us through the footprint where you stand right now? Where is your strongest base of operations, and how do you see that panning out in the near to medium term?
Sure, Alex. So let me just give you a brief of how Vijaya started, and then I think I can cover the rest of your questions. So we started in '81 with a single center in Hyderabad with a focus to provide everything under one roof, pathology and radiology at affordable prices. And in line with that, we continued to grow, and in the 90s we realized we wanted to grow and expand and get closer to our customers. So today we have an operational network of about 81 centers, 11 reference labs, and we're spread across Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, National Capital Region, and Kolkata. And when we see our future going forward, if you look at historically in the last 2 to 3 years, we've been adding close to about 12 to 13 centers every year. We're very confident of doing that. We believe that going deep into our markets and creating a meaningful existence there into our tier 2 and tier 3 locations, and basically creating a dense operational network in these regions has been our priority and outlook. So that's the kind of growth we're looking for Vijaya as we grow. Like Sunil mentioned, today's been an exciting and memorable day, and we're back to doing what we are supposed to be doing from tomorrow, and we're very confident of achieving that.
And Alex, so thanks again for having us on ET Now. And so if you look at the last 3 to 5 years, I think we've been growing at above the industry average. I think 15-16% has been the kind of growth. Of course, our margins have been industry leading. We have EBITDA margins of over 40%, PAT of over 20%. And again, we are very focused on serving our patients well. We are a B2C business. So as we continue, we are very confident that these growth numbers will be sustainable. And we will also ensure that we don't dilute the customer experience, and we continue to maintain the kind of profitability margins that we have. So,
it's interesting that you say that, because that was to be my next question, Sunil. Quite a few of your peers, in fact, are growing in a very big way. Some of them have jumped on board in terms of a digital strategy. they're tying up with, or partnerships being made, applications being used. The game seems to be changing in the diagnostic space. How do you see that affecting you? Is that going to cause pressure on the pricing, on the margins at some point?
So I think aggregator platforms have been around for a while. We've also worked with some of them. So I think it's I think any kind of technology improvement that happens is going to benefit everyone, including the patient firstly, and of course even the diagnostic providers. We are also working on some of these digital initiatives where we will have a better and more interactive kind of an experience for the patient, when they come to Vijaya or they get services done by us. But again, I don't see it impacting the business or the price. I think it's obviously something that will enable us to serve more customers and maybe in fact offer things like home collection to a larger base of our patients. So I think it's a good thing for the business.
All right. Hi, Suprita and Sunil. This is Mubina as well joining in. Congratulations on the listing. I want to delve a bit more into the business aspect, the testing as well that you all do at Vijaya Diagnostics laboratories. So during COVID, I can imagine, there was a surge in testing requirements, a surge in, the volumes you all handled, primarily more COVID related. But now, that things seem to be cooling off on that front and still, in fact, are on the downside. How are you seeing testing between COVID and non-COVID? And, obviously there's going to be a point where COVID will be completely behind us and hopefully that'll be soon enough. So how do you see, testing for the non-COVID part as well?
So obviously, I think for everybody in healthcare, the last 1.5 years, there's been a COVID impact. And like you mentioned, I think we are the first to hope that we are past this pandemic and we can recover. But for us, we are being an integrated player. I would say that the impact of COVID has been a little less. What we have seen is last year, I think about 14% of our revenues came from COVID testing. This first quarter of this year was about 15%. And basically, whenever we saw COVID increase a wave, the COVID testing would basically compensate for some non-COVID revenue lost. And once things improved, you would see non-COVID revenue normalizing quickly. So I think we are not too concerned about not having COVID as a revenue stream. I think we are looking forward to it, in fact, where we get back to doing what we were normally doing with a non-COVID situation. And again, the imaging and some of the specialty work that we do is actually what we are looking forward to.
Also to add,
Suprita, I was just reading a report which mentioned that your EBITDA margin is actually ranked second among the other major diagnostic players. Do you think you'll be able to maintain that EBITDA margin range, perhaps even top that, and what will assist you? What's aiding you so far?
Sure, Mabir. So like I've mentioned, we started it off as a family business. It was a proprietary concern till 2002 and then a private limited. We've always held a tight ship when it comes to purchasing and pricing. Definitely going forward, we're very confident of maintaining that north of 40 EBITDA. Obviously, you see last year there was a little bit of a mix in the kind of testing that we did, and there was an impact because of an advantage coming in because of COVID. But definitely going forward, north of 40 is something that we're very confident of maintaining.
Okay, super. Well, we wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for joining us today on ET Now.